My name is Lottie Lunn and I'm from Caucus. Sorry. And I'd like to thank the World Assembly of Women for my accreditation and for allowing me to be here. I've been asked to talk about the post-MDG framework and what works for young people. And I think that it's important that the voice of the youth will be heard and that their views encompassed in the post-MDG framework to positively impact the lives of young women who will grow up to live in this world. The new framework must have its own goal, as well as be addressed in all of the new MDGs. It must have a bolder agenda and an intense focus. A focus on targets and indicators that we must embed in all other goals. Each and every goal is a factor in changing the face of women. The MDGs are not something that I knew about until after I was given the opportunity to come here. However, gender equality and inequality have affected me for a much longer period of time. From what I've discovered, the Millennium Goals have made tremendous strides that deserve to be appreciated and acknowledged. In the 14 years since the Millennium Goals have been set, statistics show that there are 500 million fewer people living below an international poverty line of $1.25 a day. Child death rates have fallen by more than 30%, with about 3 million children's lives saved each year compared to 2000. However, in relation to women's rights, there is still a vast amount of issues that are paramount that we tackle before gender equality is achieved. This vital opportunity must not be wasted. The world in the 21st century faces challenges that can only be dealt with through collective action. Women are half the world's population, but 70% of the world's poor. Gender equality for the younger generation will ensure equal rights to opportunities and chances that before were never an option. To drive and stop the emancipation and inequality of women, we must target the root causes of sustained inequality, addressing patriarchy at the core. Many MDGs, such as MDG 3 on gender equality and women's empowerment, have been critical in focusing resources, political attention, and legitimising government action. However, issues such as an inability to mainstream gender sufficiently across the goals have consequently meant that the goals have not been achieved to an acceptable level. If we can make it of extreme importance that all opportunities were for both women and men, rather than discriminate over the difference of our rights, we can ensure that we are not the same in the eyes of the people who will shape the future. For example, MDG 1 on hunger may have had a deeper impact if it had also been specifically addressed to the issue of women's land rights, a huge enabling factor in the production of food, thus tackling two problems at the same time. As a young person, I believe that it is vital that the post-MDG framework focus greatly on gender equality, as this not only improves the relationship between males and females, but also allows women to expand and contribute more to the running of the world, something that we may actually be rather good at. It has been reported that the post-MDG framework will focus on 5 major shifts. 1, leave no one behind. This is an essential as it allows all of the progress that has been made in the last few years to continue. 2, put sustainable energy at the core, highlighting that climate change is a rising issue that has to be dealt with. 3, transform economies for jobs and inclusive growth. And 4, build peaceful, effective, open and accountable institutions for all, freedom from fear, conflict and violence. This is the most fundamental human right and the essential foundation for building peaceful and prosperous societies, including for women. And finally 5, forge a new global partnership. Perhaps the most important transformative shift is towards a new spirit of solidarity, cooperation and mutual accountability that must underpin the post-2015 agenda. Considering all of these new directions, partnerships should involve governments, but also include others, women, people living in poverty, those with disabilities and civil society, etc. If women are automatically included in all of these goals, these shifts, the fabric that makes the new framework, then equality will be tackled on all sides. I believe that what would be a huge win for women's rights would be a standalone goal to empower girls and women and achieve gender equality. A standalone goal is a crucial catalyst to provide the necessary political will and resources to achieve women's empowerment. In the MDGs, issues including violence are missing altogether. Within this goal, targets on violence can be identified against women and girls and must be identified as priorities. As a young person, I myself have been fortunate to never experience domestic violence. However, even to me, incidences have occurred that are unacceptable. Personally, nothing was needed other than a swift knee-to-groin action. However, many women find themselves unable to defend themselves, or with no support from anyone around them. With these two different approaches, we can make a foolproof plan to ensure that gender empowerment and gender equality are tackled in the post-MDG framework. We can work on the variety of issues that we will all face concerning equal pay and opportunities, as well as issues of violence and rape. This goal allows us to form a connection with more developing countries, letting us help and access them in a way that wasn't previously possible.